What up guys, Rebel Greaser here. Tonight's video, what is a greaser? Greasers were predominantly white ethnic youth subcultures originated in the late 40s, onto the 50s, into the mid 60s. Around late 60s and 70s, the era died out, of course. However, as you well know, there's some of us still around to this day, me included in that. The term greaser basically came from, the grease back hairstyles, putting, that pomade and stuff in their hair. They were actually called hoods, owing up to the fact that the greasers usually came from a poorer neighborhood with a higher crime rate, most likely, and the greasers themselves, I wouldn't say they were bad kids. I mean, you had, a couple that were, beat you up, take everything you got, But that's really what they were. I mean, a lot of you see greasers in movies, they get mad, they whip out a blade, and you're like, come on, let's see what you got. They weren't like that. Or, people have misconceptions about that. If you look at movies like Grease, American Graffiti, The Wanderers, Outsiders, Grease 2, those movies will kind of give you an idea of what the Greasers may have been like. Grease and Grease 2, they're musicals, so we don't just burst out in song about anything, but that was kind of what it was kind of about. They were greasers. The look was right. But you gotta understand that, the movies have to have an action, so they portray a greaser to be this, that, and the other thing. The greaser youth itself, from what I hear, got really popular around 55. See, the greasers were youth who craved a sense of adventure. The leather jacket, which we know is a staple of the greaser style, was popularized by World War II pilots, bomber pilots. So the greasers wore the jacket as to say, hey, we're looking for adventure just like the pilots had. The jacket was popularized by the World War II pilots. Racers wanted to, have the same staple that were for adventure. Because the late 40s, 50s, and early to mid 60s were pretty boring time for youth. There just wasn't a whole lot going on. And back then, you didn't have the internet, you didn't have cell phones, and movies cost, money, and pretty much anything costed money. Not as much as it costs now, believe me. Not as much as it costs now, but it cost. But yeah, that was kind of what the greasers were, really, what they really were. They were individualists. And things that influenced them, such music-wise, were people like Elvis, Eddie Cochran, Stray Cats, Bo Diddley, Gene Vincent, Buddy Holly, Jerry Lee Lewis, Ray Charles even. Those were the kind of things that they dreamed of. So, in the 50s, the most predominant people that kind of really show greaser style was James Dean, was one of them, and Marlon Brando. In James Dean's film Rebel Without a Cause, you see him in a blue jeans, white t-shirt, and a red windbreaker, which the windbreaker wasn't really a staple of greaser, but he popularized the leather jacket too. The hair and everything, he was in Rebel Without a Cause. He portrayed a greaser, most likely is what he was trying to portray, and he was really. Marlon Brando in The Wild One, though, he portrayed more of a motorcycle greaser he was in a motorcycle gang. He was a greaser. He wore a sort of military law enforcement type cap, which was popular too. And other films, like I mentioned before, show greaser style as well. And even Desi Arnaz, he was a Cuban and everything, but some of the greasers were also Puerto Rican, like Cuban. They came over from Cuba and Puerto Rico, And greasers just weren't just white. There were black greasers. There were Asian greasers. There were, as I mentioned, white greasers. There were all different colors, but it was predominantly white. And in North America wasn't just where the greasers were. They were over in the UK, New Zealand, Australia, all kinds of different places. However, over in the UK, it was more rocker style than greaser, but it was pretty close to it. They call them the Teddy Boys and all that. And as for clothing to the greaser style, pants we would say the 501 Levi's, black or blue, they had the button fly. They were really a good jean. I have 2 pairs myself. White pair, black pair. Don't have a blue pair yet. Gonna get some. But, they fit well, button fly is kind of a hard sometimes, but you get used to it. Belts are just kind of like what I'm wearing right now. Just a regular old belt, black, brown, whatever. This one's reversible. Take the buckle, turn it, get a black belt, turn it back, get a brown belt. Another thing is shirts. They really didn't wear this kind of stuff that has like stuff on it. It was usually white or black. There were times you'll see like Fonzie wears a blue shirt from Happy Days and that kind of thing. Other shirts they wore were like Italian knit shirts, Daddy-O style shirts, Western shirts, bowling shirts, button-ups, like dress shirts, keep 2 top buttons open style. As for shoes, cowboy boots, engineer boots, motorcycle boots, winkle pickers, brothel creepers, just those type of things. Winkle pickers and brothel creepers, not my thing, and I hate to say this, but some of them are just kind of ugly. And then of course, as we know, Chuck Taylor All-Star Converse, high tops. You like the high tops, not the low tops. Remember, you're gonna get Chuck Taylors, get the high tops. And be sure they're real Chuck Taylors. If you can't afford real Chuck Taylors, fake ones from your local store will do. But if you want the real greasy style, get the real thing. A hairstyle, now, that's hard to say. What I have right now is sort of the pompadour, with the part in it style. This style was not a real popular greaser style, but it did work out. It was popular, but usually you would get it all went, you wouldn't have a part really. Another style, could be like the more combat Folsom style, which is popularized by Johnny Cash, Folsom Prison Blues and all. The pompadour, duck's tail, duck's ass. You could use the just take it and just slick it all back. That was another one. Another one you could do would be like the Elvis pompadour. You could do this one. You could do what I call the good boy style. There's 2 different styles. There's a pompadour style, which is kind of what I'm working now. The other style was you part it over and then you just kind of pull it back at an angle. you might have seen, you see that in one of my videos before, Guild Boy hair tutorial. Check it out. You know, predominantly, Gracers were individualists who wanted to not be conformed to society. So pretty much that's what a Gracer was. And if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. If any of you subscribers have a request for a video that you would like me to make, put in the comments below. Also, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do. I like to get as many subscribers as I possibly can. One last thing, I did say I was working on my own catchphrase, and I still haven't got it yet. Sorry guys, but tell you what, working on it, and we'll get it. Anyways, stay cool cats, stay cool chicks, and I'll see you next time.